So all of our data is extracted, but there's still one little detail we need to take care of. That is the field types. Now, if we look at the data model pane, you'll see that the fields, depending on how I extracted them, are either string or HTML string. Basically, they're just text. But inside of the data mapper module, which is very useful when we're actually working with the data in a template, you can change the actual type of data that we're reading so that it can be evaluated differently. A currency can be added, can be taxed, or a date can be verified, can be displayed in different ways. So how do we change that? Well, simply if you click on any field that you want to change the data type and you go to the bottom, you'll see the type. Now, what this does is it not only determines the data type inside of your record, it also determines how it's going to be read inside of the data source. So say I use a date type. When I select the date type, it actually causes an error because it can't recognize the format inside of my source record. The format is year, month, day. But inside of the default date format here, it adds the time. If we remove that, it will actually make the change. Now, visually speaking, there's only two things that change right now in the record. You see the little icon of a calendar indicating that it's a date type, and you see that a time was added. Now, when we say a date type, it's actually date time, so you can have the time set in there inside of a single variable. Now, even though both the invoice date and due date appear kind of the same except for the time at the end, when you select a specific data type, what it does is that it kind of converts it into a native type. If the date inside of my data source was in a different format, it was a Canadian format or it was in Japanese format, whatever it is, the source would show that different format, but inside of the data model, it always shows as year, month, date, and then the time. That's because it's kind of a universal time format, which is separated, again, the advantage of the data model, separated from how the data is formatted. It's just what the data is. The other data type that I want to show you is the currency. And again, the way that currency is set is how it is read. Now, our currency is only numbers, then a dot as a decimal separator. So we need to set that up by saying dot and no currency sign. When we do that, again, the data type changes. It's a little $sign instead of the string. And this makes the currency available for any mathematical operation that you want to do either within the data mapper or the designer inside your template. And that's it for the explanations of the different data types. You can check the documentation to see the rest of the available data types.